How's it, guys? This is Davey, FPL, and welcome back to the Deadline with Davey live stream. This live stream is going to be the penultimate live stream of the season. Game week 37's double. The bench boost is active. The average score is going to be absolutely insane, as I've estimated about 85% of the top 10k, top 100k will be activating the bench boost today. So it's going to be an absolutely insane game week. Lots to talk about in terms of my squad, your guys' teams, so make sure that you drop those comments in the chat, and hopefully we can get through all of them by the TUPD, if you know what I'm saying. So hopefully you guys have had a great week. Normal Saturday deadlines a little bit earlier than usual with the early kickoff. It's going to be Man City versus Fulham kicking us off, so we might get some early team sheet news. I don't think it's going to change too much for my own team, even if we get news that, for example, a Foden or Guardiola's out injured or out for kind of just this week. I don't think I'm going to move on that too much unless it is kind of a big injury, but I don't think we're going to get that anyways with early team sheet leaks. And maybe the Camsey might change. If Erling Haaland doesn't start against Fulham, potentially could shift the Camsey, but to be honest, I don't think much is going to come out of that early kickoff. And we have one free transfer and 5.5 in the bank, so we can only make one switch currently without taking a -4. There might be those of you out there that are taking -8s. I've seen some -12s, -16s. So this week, I'm going to reiterate, it's going to be quite a mental game week. The first thing I just want to say is please make sure that your bench boost is active, or your triple captain is active, or your free hit is active. You guys won't see it on my screen, which is annoying, but this is just the transfer planner. This isn't the actual team. So if I go over to my pick team column, you can see I've got the bench boost active. So maybe I should just kind of keep it on this screen for now, just so that you guys know that I've activated the bench boost, because I don't want to make any of you guys too scared. So just please make sure if you guys are playing a chip, just make sure it's active. Is Richarlison injured? That's the first kind of question I've just seen. So it hasn't been 100% confirmed, but it does look quite likely. Some reputable journalists published that he was injured. And that only came through last night or late afternoon yesterday. So yeah, Richarlison is unfortunately, I think, injured for the upcoming game week, and therefore we won't be looking at him. So let's just see. Siddharth's in chat saying, let's go. Not yet, Siddharth. You got to hold fire. Time is not up yet. Jean is saying, Laka Johnson making the thumbnail. Yes, that is true. Differential now if you guys do want to go there. Will I go there? I don't know. I'll talk about that shortly. But otherwise, we've got Carlo GG in chat. Vincent is also saying that. How's it going? Ian, hopefully you're doing well. Henry Sports Talk saying 2 free transfers for Necker and Bruno to Johnson and Dunk, or Gross with another defender. So good kind of talking point or transition into Bruno. I think if you guys have Bruno now, you probably just keep him. I think Richarlison would have been a sufficient replacement alternative, but now that he's injured, I don't think I would take Bruno out for someone like a Johnson. So if you have Bruno, I'd probably would just keep him, unless you have 2 free transfers and have no other fires to put out. So that's my kind of opinion on Bruno. Tarang, thank you for saying the audio and the video is good. I apologize, I didn't ask you guys if it was fine. I want to say though that I've put ultra low latency on the stream. So once you guys comment, I should be able to see it immediately. So you guys can let me know if the stream seems a little bit faster than usual. I'm just hoping that it allows us to be a bit more interactive. So if you guys ask a question, literally I probably can see it as soon as you hit send. So let's hope that we manage to get through maybe a bit more questions in this live stream. Pounce is saying, appreciate it, Davey. Thank you. Let me know if you've just sent that message, because then I'll be able to check if the latency is good. Taha saying, is a -12 hit with a bench boost worth it? Turner, Van Hecker, Bradley, Salah out for Vicario. Yeah, so that to me looks good. So the -12... From an overview, so if you're looking from the outside in, the -12 looks crazy. But when you look at those combinations, Turner doesn't play, Van Hecker's injured, Bradley won't play, Salah's a single game week. You bring in double game week players that probably are going to pay off those hits almost immediately. So I would say just go for it. That to me looks strong. So I'm fine with taking it, but I'm not fine with taking a player that has a fixture out for. So for example, a -4 for a Bruno to a Johnson might not pay off. But if you're willing to go for the risk, then I mean, you can go for it. And unfortunately, now we're kind of entering the last 2 game weeks of the season. So if you guys have to chase your mini leagues, I've had so many people come to me over on Discord and they've asked me, listen, I'm 30 points, 40 points behind the mini league leader. What do I do? So it's tough because this week is literally one of the hardest weeks to go away from Erling Haaland if you're looking for a triple captain or captain. I just feel like Haaland, in my opinion, is the best option. So you have to understand that 30, 40 points might become 60, 50 by the end of this game week. But if you don't really care about kind of losing points, you just care about gaining points, then it's worth the risk. But just understand this is a very high risk, high reward strategy. But if you only care about a specific mini league, if your best mate is beating you and you only care about them, not your overall rank, then you have to go differential, unfortunately, at this stage of the season. Vincent saying, my team is completely the same as you, with your White / Van Hecker as my Gabriel / Aitnori. Bench boost this week with on transfer left. Should I just roll or change Aitnori? So Vincent, I probably would, it depends. You can change or you can just keep it for next week. The alternative I'm looking at is either Romero or you would go for White. So does Ben White score more than Aitnori this week, potentially? I mean, Crystal Palace isn't kind of an easy defensive game anymore, and Wolves aren't the best defense. So I might just, it just depends on how your team structure looks. I would say you could roll next week and then maybe do some big switcheroo for Salah or something like that. But if you think White outscores Aitnori, then I would probably just do it this week. So almost just copy the move I do then, unless you think it's going to score less than what Aitnori will. So yeah, and also Vincent got the chocolate milk here today. The normal one. I think last week I had like the mint flavor. But it's been serving me well the chocolate milk over these past couple of green arrows. Chris Faz is saying, need help, 1 free transfer and 5.5. Exact same, brother. Have the front 3 of Haaland, Solanke and Darwin. Have 3 Chelsea and Newcastle already. Do I take a -4 to get Isaac? First in mini league, second in your mini league, second as Isaac. Yeah, I probably would do that, Chris. So that's the other situation. If you guys are first in your mini leagues, you almost want to copy your second place player's team, as long as the -4s don't kind of make your lead diminish into the negative. So I had someone also on Discord, they said to me they have a 10-point lead. Should they take a -4 to replicate their opponent's team? And I said yes, because if you take 10 points -4, you're still leading by 6. And then if your team is exactly the same as theirs, they can't gain any points on you. So you're still going to have that 6-point lead. So it's a very kind of, it's a bad way from sportsmanship, but you're guaranteeing the dub basically. Unless they kind of juke you and then captain someone else. Same team, Anana and White, of Kele, Gabriel, what to do. So Tarang, I swear I replied to you on Discord. So just copy what I said on Discord. Then I was able to see your team and everything. And my opinion wouldn't have changed from an hour ago on Discord to now in the stream. So just let me know if you didn't see my Discord message. Shamir saying, same team as Yusuf for Onana. Should I bring in Vicario? So who do you have, Shamir, instead of Onana? Who's your backup? If it's someone like a Turner, then I would go Vicario and Gabriel. So same. That's what I would do as well. I prefer Vicario in the defense or in the goalkeeper position. Jason saying up the Jockey Milk, yeah, 100%. Abishlek saying, need a Maguire replacement, have 4.3, already have 3. So at 4.3, can you get Feltman or can you get Webster? Those two, I say, would be the cheapest replacements you can get. I would go for whoever you can afford out of those. Milos is saying, need help. Is it worth to sell Flecken for Onana for a -4? So Brentford play... Sorry, I just have to jog my memory here. Brentford play Bournemouth. For a -4, I don't think I would do the goalkeeper transfer. I don't have much faith with Onana. I would probably just stick with Flecken and then maybe hope that he gets some clean sheets. Kylo GG saying, yeah, I saw the Reece James tweet. It seems like Reece James is going to start, unless I'm completely wrong here. But I mean, Chelsea posted him with the Kamsi armband on the matchday program, and then he posted a CU Blues at 5:30. So I think he's going to start. Chris Faz, I have a 50-point lead. So maybe, yeah, exactly. Chris, you could just take hits. Just change your entire team. Take a 40-point hit just for the banter. And then you still have a 10-point lead. But in all seriousness, Chris, because you have such a high lead, I would just do hits until... I wouldn't focus on your mini league. I would more focus on your overall rank, because you're probably going to win your mini league now with 50 points anyways. So rather go for your kind of overall rank. And I agree that I would take out someone like a Darwin for a double game week player. So yeah, you can take a -8 though, -12. Just make your team take hits until you think they're going to pay off, basically. Do you prefer Vicario or Romero as an option? I prefer Vicario just because you probably can go for another defender then, like a Gabriel or Ben White, that sort of thing. Good luck this week. Thank you, Emmanuel. No, not even a question, brother. Just coming in to say, just to say good luck. Appreciate you. Gavin saying 2 questions. 1, would you keep Saka? Yeah, I would keep Saka. And 2 on bench boost. No, minus. So it just depends. The -8 depends on who you're taking out. If it's a Van Hecker from -4, that's perfectly fine. If it's someone like a Gabriel Ben White for a Romero, I don't know if I would do that, for example. It all depends on kind of who you're taking out versus who you're bringing in. So that's probably quite obvious, but just remind of that. Abdul, what is your plan, Davik? I'll get onto that now. After Sadat's question, have you considered the bench boost next week? Yeah, so I can go over the bench boost now for next week. I just don't know if it looks as great. Would you go Feltman, Webster, or Godfrey, iPhone Bank? I would go for Feltman, Mellon, just because there might be some rotation with the Everton backline. That's my only concerns. Okay, so I'm going to go to my transfer plan. Now, just again, I'm going to remind you that the bench boost is not active on the transfer planner, but I do have it active, don't worry. So I do appreciate if you guys give me some warnings about it, but okay, it is active now. Okay, I guess it was just a glitch. My bad. Apologize. Okay, so we can just go over the screen. So this is the current team we're on right now. If you guys saw my final team selection and my team selection video, I was kind of siding towards going from -4 for Garnacho out for Richarlison. But now that Richarlison's out injured, I don't think I'm going to take Garnacho out. I think I'm just going to hold him. I just don't see another alternative. Look, I could go for a Bruno. I just don't know with the kind of doubts over his fitness if it is even worth going from -4. So I think I'm just going to keep Garnacho and hope that he does okay. I don't have high expectations for him, but I mean, maybe he can do something against Newcastle. Against Arsenal, I'm pretty sure there might be a clean sheet there for Arsenal. So right now, the only move I'm looking to do is 1 free transfer, and it's Van Hecker out. So there's been no update on news about him from De Zerbi yesterday, which is super annoying. So I'm just going to assume that he's out for the season, and we have to take him out for another replacement. So the 2 options now are either going for Romero, because I'm not going for a Richarlison, so I can still go for a Spurs defender. So it's either Romero or it's going for Gabriel from Arsenal. So those are the 2 replacements I have at the moment. I'll probably do a poll shortly, and you guys can give me your recommendations. So vote on the poll if you guys haven't right now about what chip. But my plan for me is pretty set. It's either Romero or Gabriel. Gabriel's safer because of the top 10k ownership. He's owned by, I think, 70% of the top 10k, so it's a safe pick, a boring pick. However, Romero might have the slightly higher ceiling. I would say, though, I think Burnley might score, and that does worry me slightly because that's really the fixture you're going to target for Romero. And I think if you're going to argue about kind of maybe attacking it off set pieces, I feel like him and Gabriel are pretty kind of similar. I'll bring up some stats maybe to kind of reflect on those. But yeah, that's my current thinking is either Romero or Gabriel, and I'll do a poll later, but yeah, that's kind of my news at the moment. Agid, thank you for becoming a member. Do appreciate it. You have become a member before, so thank you for renewing it. It doesn't show how long you've been a member, but don't worry. Tarang, I just said, I think I replied to you on Discord. So just do what I said on Discord. I can go and check what I said on Discord to you. Okay, let me just say, okay, so if I didn't reply... Okay, my bad, I don't think I did. Or did I before? Okay, so your team is okay. What I would do is... Okay, so you just have to take a Maguire. You already have Arsenal. You already have I'm just trying to think who's the pick that you don't have. I would probably say Maguire to Tarkowski or Branthwaite. That looks like a fine sort of replacement that I would do. Yeah, so that's what I would do. I'd probably do Maguire out for Branthwaite or Tarkowski. No worries, Oct. Thank you for asking the question. Casemiro at centre back again for United. Gabriel could feast. That is true, Joe. Maybe off those set pieces. I think United actually have been pretty terrible off set pieces. And you guys know Arsenal, they're pretty decent. So that could be. Okay, so actually thank you, Akash, for reminding me. So plans for Game Week 38. So what I'm going to do now... Yeah, so Tarang, just go for Tarkowski or Branthwaite. I think that looks like a secured move that I would do. Otherwise, you could go for Romero as well, because you don't have the Spurs. Okay, so actually, yeah, go Maguire to Romero. That's the move I would do. Oh, was that someone else? Oh, you had the same profile picture. Okay, sorry. Okay, so do Keller to Vicario and Van Heck to... Can you do White? Yeah. So exactly. Keller to Vicario and Van Heck to White. That's what I would do. Okay, so the plan is... Okay, so let me just put Gabriel for now. I could go for Romero, but I think Gabriel's more likely at the moment. Okay, so then we go next week, and the plan is, so I will play definitely White over Burn, and then I might play Gabriel over Guardiola, just because if we don't get early team news about Guardiola, I know that Gabriel's going to play as well as White, so they nailed to start, whereas Guardiola, there might be some rotation depending on what's happening in the league, kind of. So I will probably play these two defenders, and then bench Guardiola, and then the transfer I do will be either Gordon to Saka or Gordon to Havertz. The only reason I'm saying Havertz is that Saka's currently flagged. I'm pretty sure he's going to be fine, guys. Don't worry, but I could go for Havertz or I could go for Saka, and I've got 1.5 in the bank. So this would be the plan for next week, is just to do the Gordon to Saka transfer, and then I think the starting 11 looks pretty good. I don't know what you guys think. I don't have a Salah against Wolves. That's a little bit disheartening, but I feel like Saka against Everton could still do well. That's the plan for next week. And then if we get early team sheet news that someone else is out, then I might take a -4, -8, that sort of thing. But I'm pretty sure most of these players will be okay. So between Gabriel and Romero, I think I would play Gabriel rather than Romero in Game Week 38. I just prefer the home games. And you guys know Arsenal challenging for the title. So that would be the plan for next week. So no hits, kind of just one free transfer this week, next week, and it looks okay. So yeah, you guys can let me know if I need to explain that again. If you joined late, I can repeat it. But this week, it's either Gabriel or Romero in for Van Hecker. And I'm just going to reset the draft just to make sure that you guys know I haven't made the transfer. I'm just going to take Van Hecker out because that's the move we're probably going to make. So just to give some clarity. Let me just catch up on chat here quickly. One more, no worries. Chris, you can ask as many questions as you want to. There's no concerns. Feltman and Webster, both 4.3. I'd pick Feltman. I'd pick Feltman over Webster. He plays as the right wing. No, the right back, sorry. He plays as the right back, and I think he might be slightly more nailed than than Webster might be. But I think Webster's both should be nailed now that they got that clean sheet against Aston Villa. Yeah, so Chris, going back to your question. Frantra just saying that you can do Van Hecker to Trent. Yeah, I can. I just don't know about Trent. Agent Smith saying smash the like button. You guys you only have to do it if you're enjoying the stream. Apologies, there's no dislike button, I think, at the moment. Chris is saying, sorry, mate, but who should I take out for Isaac? Darwin or Solanke? I'm leaning towards Darwin out when I get my mini leagues. Okay, 100%, Chris, no worries. I would take out Darwin, I agree with you. That's what I would say. Tarang, yeah, I replied, just make sure that you got it. I said I would do Keller to Vicario and I would do Van Hecker to White for you. Or Gabriel, just whoever you don't own. Oladapo, I've got 2 free transfers. Any recommendations between Bruno, Richarlison, Gross for Madison and Igor for Ait Nori? Okay, so You have Bruno. So, Oladapo, just correct me if I'm wrong here. Do you own Bruno, Richarlison, and Gross? Okay, so if you do own Bruno, Richarlison, Gross, I would do Richarlison to Maddison. And I would do... If you can afford Webster, you can afford Feltman. So go for Feltman for Aït-Nouri then, instead of those Brighton players. That's what I would do. So I think I've got this right. I think you own Bruno, you own Richarlison, you own Gross. I would take Richarlison to Maddison, and I would do Feltman for Aït-Nouri. Tech is saying, would you prefer Romero or Kraft? Romero slightly higher, but Newcastle. Yeah, I would go for Kraft, Tech. You might have to deal with some rotation, but I think you should be fine with the minus centre-backs that Newcastle have at the moment. We could see some situation where you have, for example, Burn shifting to centre-back and then maybe Trippier coming back and Livramento being on the other side. There could be that situation. So there might be some caution with Kraft, but he should be okay. But it is a slight risk. So that's what makes those two quite even, is Romero is the less clean sheet threat, but he's more nailed. Paulie is saying, start Gusto, Gabriel, I'm not bench boosting. This is a tough one because in my opinion, I don't know if Gusto starts, I think he starts one game, and therefore I would start Gabriel for the higher clean sheet threat. That's what I would say, Paulie. And also depends on your rank. If you're happy with your rank, start Gabriel because his ownership is quite high. Adam is saying, I have 11 double gaming players. My bench is currently Onana, White, Gabriel, and Havertz. I'm debating taking out Van de Ven for a Newcastle defender for another. But who at 4.4? I would just keep Van de Ven then, Adam. If you can't afford a burn, then I wouldn't go for a Newcastle defender. I think there's risk with kind of all of them, Adam. I just keep Van de Ven. Gid is saying, I've got Gusto, Gabriel, Aït-Nouri, Saka, Solanke, and João Pedro. I have 3 Newcastle, Chelsea, and 2 free transfers. Who's to bring? Okay, so João Pedro is an out because of his concerns, but you already have 3 Chelsea. So someone asked me this question as well. I would say potentially João Pedro to a Højlund. There's not many other forwards. Or you go for, you could go for, what's the other bright? A Welbeck, Danny Welbeck. It's just not as exciting. Are you bench boosting though? If you are bench boosting, just let me know, Gid, and that'll allow me to clarify a bit more. BL, thank you for becoming a member. Do appreciate it, brother. Marius, I'm late. Have you done a free by any chance? Marius, okay, so the free draft for me would be the exact same front line, the exact same midfield department. The defense, I would say, would be similar. And in goal, I probably would go for... between Petrovic, but I might go for Vicario. It's quite close between them. And then Dan Burn, I think I still would stick with him. So it's basically my team almost. That's what I would say. Like, I don't mean to shout out my own team, Marius, but... The front line is the same, the midfield department's the same, the defense is relatively the same, except maybe you take Burn out, I don't know. And then between Petrovic or Vicario for me between the sticks, that's what I would look at. Self-Flecken and Gusto for Petrovic and Webster from -4 or roll. I would say replace Gusto. So if you're going to afford Gusto to Webster or Feltman, then I would say that's probably what I would say. Elvis is saying Haaland starts and Isaac and Gordon start. Thank you, Elvis. Do appreciate you popping that team sheet news in chat. So pretty expected them. I mean, it's not going to change our Haaland captaincy, and nice to see that Isaac and Gordon are both playing. So thank you, Elvis. Do always appreciate that. Number 2 in my league is Dubravka. He's going to start. Dubravka should start. I think I saw that Pope is. They're not going to risk Pope yet. There could always be a chance of some rotation, but Pope could play. Time to give out some free memberships to celebrate double game week 37. Vincent, what I'll do is I'll give out some if we finish top 10k, but then it's gonna be the end of the season, so no one cares anyways. So I'll give them out at the end of the next season or the start of next season. Chad is saying, hey Davey, I posted a question in Discord on my team. Can you take a look and give me your thoughts? Yeah, Chad, just let me know where you posted it because sometimes I don't always see. So if it's Chadley, If it's Chadley, let me just know if that's you. I'm just checking here. Just make sure that you activate your bench boost if you want to do it, Chad, because it's not active right now. So just make sure that you do activate it, please. In terms of the rest of your team, I agree with you. Feltman to Porro is good. Muniz to Wilson is okay. Because you're 28 points, I agree with you. Because listen, Wilson might still be injured. We don't exactly know, but I think he should be okay. So I agree with you on that. And then in terms of the other hits, I mean, there's not many other defenders I'd potentially look at as replacements. You have most of the ones that I would say look okay. So I agree with your moves, I think. And then the -4, though, is a bit tough. I would rather take out Zabarny over Regulon. But other than that, I think maybe you can go for Romero for a -4, and then you just hope that Burnley keep a clean sheet. That's what I would say. And then I'm going to just catch up with some super chats here because I saw, okay, let me just make sure. Nicola, thank you for the super chat. You said, would you sell Bruno or Garnacho for Gordon for -4? Already did chart. I would sell Gordon. I would sell Garnacho instead of Bruno. Nicola, thank you for the super chat. Shoham also for the super chat saying, is Bruno to Garnacho worth it if I need to accommodate Haaland? Also, Gabriel to Guardiola for -4 worth it. So are you taking Bruno to Garnacho to afford Haaland? Then I would say go for it. I would say yes, Shoham, do that rather. Akash, should I transfer in White or Gabriel in? But I think White has higher upside. Yeah, so Akash, it depends. If you think, it depends on your rank. If you want to go for a safe pick, then go for Gabriel. But as you said, if you want a higher upside, go for White. I just maybe post your rank and then I can see if it's good. I'm first in one mini league and second in another. First is too far ahead. Everyone around me has Bruno worth the -4, also doing. Yeah, and it depends on if you want to catch or you want to block other players. If you want to block other players, then you can do the Bruno move. But Bruno, if he's out for one game, Garnacho could always match. So I'm not doing the Bruno to Garnacho to Bruno move, but you can also do it. Also doing out Nori out, so that's fine. Jag Singh and Chad retracted their messages. Ronaldo saying, would you go for Vicario Edison if I'm taking out Kelle? If you don't have a Man City defender, I would go for Edison, Ronaldo. What's your plan today inside the top? Well done, Will. Very nice rank. My plan is to do Van Hecke to Romero or Gabriel. And then next week, it's to do Gordon to Saka. Who are the nailed City defenders? Harry, I don't think there is a nailed one at the moment. I would say Edison. I think Guardiola's pretty nailed, but we saw last week, even Ruben Diaz was rotated, so I don't think there's a safe option. Yeah, so I saw the -4. I still would do the -4, to be honest. So, yeah. So, I would still do the -4. Frobra, hopefully I pronounced that wrong. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Do apologize for not. Thank you for the super chat. Ariola plus Shaw plus Regulon to Onana, Romero, Burn from -8. So Ariola to Onana, I think that's okay. Shaw is injured, so Romero is a replacement. Regulon to Burn's the only one that might be slightly from -4, but I would say that those moves do look okay. I think I would slightly do that. I think there is upside there. The only thing I would say is I would say Burns your Shaw replacement and Regulon to Romero, is that worth a -4? And that's where you could have some debate, because Brentford could always keep a clean sheet. Regulon could get some attacking threat, but Romero does with a double game week. So I think I would slightly do it, Joe. Joe saying business end of the season. Then you're becoming a supporter for 21 months. Absolutely insane. Nearly the 2 months. Business end of the season. It's coming home. Exactly, Joe. Hopefully your rank is looking good and you have a smile on your face by the end of the season. Vincent, 1.5 overall rank. Vincent, how do you have a better rank than me, brother? I'm joking. You're a good FPL manager. Maybe you should be answering your own question there since you're 1.5 overall rank. Should I keep Aït-Nouri instead of getting White and then utilize? So the thing is, Vincent, can you get Saka with 1 free transfer next week? Because then you don't need 2 free transfers next week. So that, like for example, if you like me and you're doing Gordon to Saka for free, you don't need to have 2 free transfers then. So you can do the white move this week. So that's why I said depends on what you're doing next week. Keep Havertz or transfer Richarlison. Mad Reza, don't transfer in Richarlison. He's injured apparently. So if you guys are transferring in Richarlison, don't do it. You don't want to deal with Onana. Those fixtures for clean sheet look tough. Yeah, they are tough. Linus saying, how's it the GOAT? Thank you, Linus. I don't know if I'm on the GOAT, but I do appreciate it. Could also just do, yeah, exactly. So you could just do the Vicario to Burn move. It just depends on if you think Spurs keep a clean sheet, which they might not. So that's the only thing that I'm slightly worried about with the -4. But the upside could be there. For example, maybe Romero scores a goal, but I guess Reguilon could also score a goal. It's quite tough. Anesu, you retracted your message. Just send it again, brother. Sorry, I missed it. Daniel saying, hey Davey, if I have Fineke and Bradley, who would I transfer them out for? So it depends on your situation. What I would probably say is if you have both of them, can you do Romero and White/Gabriel? If you can do those two, that's cool. If you can't, Tarkowski or Branthwaite's a great asset. The kind of pool of defenders is quite small, but there are some variations that you guys can go for. I would say Romero, Ben White/Gabriel, Branthwaite/Tarkowski. Those are the 3 that I would look at. Is Romero the move for you? I'm slightly leaning towards Gabriel at the moment. Actually, let me do the poll now. So let me end this poll. So 82% of you are using the bench boost. 81% now. 7% are using no chip. So this week is going to have a massive kind of increase in overall points. Okay, so if you guys are new to the stream or you've just joined late, the transfer I want to do this week is Fineke out, and it's either to Gabriel or it's to Romero. So Romero has the double of Burnley at home, City at home, and then obviously Gabriel has United away. So I'm going to post a poll. You let me know who for Fineke. So Gabriel, and then I'll just post Man United or Romero, Burnley/Man City. Okay, so you can vote for these 2. I've kind of narrowed it down to these 2 selections, in my opinion. I could go for a Tarkowski, I could go for a Branthwaite, but I just feel like there might be more upside on these 2 players. So let me know what you guys think in chat. I won't say that I'll 100% go for what you guys suggest, but I usually go against what sometimes you guys say, but I'll put it into consideration. So vote on the poll. My current rank is 3.5, Akash. Yeah, then I would play it safe. I would try and keep that top 5k finish. I'd go, if I remember your question, it was Gabriel or White, so I'd just go Gabriel. Any news on Guardiola starting? I can go and check Twitter for you quickly, just to see. Okay, so apparently Wilson starts. So there was a question about Callum Wilson. It's not 100% confirmed, but apparently the source has been accurate in the past. And it says that Wilson does start. So if you guys want to go for Wilson, that could be quite a good alternative. Can also keep a clean sheet in such a... Tony, that's the only thing I'm worried about. Imagine if United score. I'm going to be so disappointed. Nesu saying, hi Davey, I have a bench boost and rating on -8. I still have Saka. Should I keep him? I would keep him, Nesu. Who to replace Bruno with? I would probably just keep Bruno. But if you are chasing, then Havertz could be an option. Saka could be an option. Brendan Johnson could be an option. But I might just keep Bruno unless you are chasing, as you said. Should I keep Maddison? No, Oladapo, I would keep Maddison. Do you think Cucurella this game week? I'm bench boosting. He's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of the Chelsea defense anyways, but if you... I probably would suggest going somewhere else, even if it's a single game week player, but if Cucurella does play both games, there could be some upside. I have a Palace defender, I'm on a bench boost. Is it worth taking extra to go from Richards to someone like Gabriel Tarkowski? Crystal Palace's clean sheet odds might actually be quite strong because Wolves haven't been that great, Harry. But with Chris Richards, he doesn't have the upside of someone like a Munoz or a Mitchell. So What I would say is if next week you're going to play Gabriel or Tarkowski, then I would probably do it. But if you're not, then you can just keep him. Wilson to Jackson to Wilson or Gusto to Dunk? Gusto to Dunk, because Jackson can still do fine. Omar, thank you for the super chat. Sell Fernandes or Saka for Foden for a -4. I'd probably sell Saka then this week. But it's very tight. If Bruno misses a game week, then... if Bruno misses a game, then I'd be worried. This one is quite close, but I think you have to go for the double game week player and keep them. I have a feeling Arsenal concede. Tony, I do as well. But, yeah. I have a feeling that Burnley also scores. So that's why I'm a bit like conflicted. So I'm going to maybe go for the safer option or the higher upside option. Nicola, thank you for another super chat. I do apologize if I didn't answer the first one correctly. Who to sell, Gusto or one of my United double ups? Gusto to Cucurella / Romero or Bruno / Garnacho to Gordon? I would say Garnacho to Gordon for the upside, definitely. I might. So if Gusto doesn't start both games, then I would say he could also be worth another -4 if I'm honest with you, Nicola. But I would prioritize the attacking transfer there. Okay, Daryl, I'll try and get to your question now. Siddharth is saying Walker is benched. Okay, apparently Walker's benched. Okay, so Edison starts. I've seen that. Okay, so Walker's benched, but it's with a kind of caveat about team news. So guys, obviously team news might always be false, but it might be true. So just use it as at your own discretion, basically. But yeah, apparently Walker is benched. Tiesmeister has been a legend member for 2 years, 2-year anniversary. Cheers for another great season. Do appreciate it. Thanks for the continued support. That's absolutely insane. And then we also have Will Collinson coming in with the 27 months, also a legend member. You guys are absolutely insane. I do appreciate the continued support. Hopefully the rankers look good this season, because that's what I want to provide to you guys for your guys' support. So let me know if you're happy with the service. But let me just go over, let me just see if there's been any others. I haven't seen any other team sheet news. Okay, I don't see anything here. Okay, let me check this for you. Okay, chasing leader is just 20 points ahead of me. Okay, so everything looks good. I would take out Kelleher definitely. I would go for Vicario if you can afford Vicario. Because the budget is a bit constrained here, I won't lie to you. Can you afford Vicario? Daryl? If you can, that's probably what I would do. But unfortunately, like with these other... Like you can take Odegaard. I would maybe say Odegaard to Gordon, Kelleher to Vicario. And then can you... I mean, Mateta is doing well though. You could just keep him. And then how much money do you have over for Mateta to... Like what kind of forward can you afford? So those are the moves I would do, Daryl. Mark Nightingale. That's a super nice surname, Mark. With the super chat saying, hello, take Richarlison out from -4, gives me 7.5. Already have the triplet Chelsea and Newcastle on mids of Son, Gordon, Palmer, Havertz, Brennan Johnson or other. I would say... Okay, so you've got Foden, you've got Son, you got Palmer. You got 7.5. So my only concern here is that if you take out Richarlison for Brennan Johnson, you probably won't be able to do Gordon to Saka next week. What you could do is you could do Brennan Johnson, but then you have a benching headache the following week. So this is the same thing, Mark, that I had. It's if I took out Garnacho to Richarlison, next week I have to bench someone, because you're probably going to do Gordon to Saka or Gordon to Havertz next week if you don't do Havertz this week. I would say I would say Havertz slightly for Richarlison. And then you'll have Havertz next week anyways. And then you can, so you've saved yourself that transfer. Because between Brennan Johnson and Havertz, it might be quite close. I don't think anything against Man City, but against Burnley, there might be some chances. So yeah, it is close between those, but I would probably say Havertz, and then you save yourself a benching headache next week. Unless you don't mind the benching headache, and then I would say maybe Brennan Johnson. Because then what you're going to do next week is you just bench him. But against Sheffield United, you probably want to play him. So if you find it benching Palmer, Son, or Foden, then you can go for it. But I'd probably say Havertz slightly for me. Vicario and Cucurella or Petrovic and someone. Can you do Petrovic and Romero, Ty the Footy Guy? Because then I would do that. Ben saying, I think you need a new tagline, the most trusted. I don't know. You guys are complimenting me this live stream. You're flattering me too much. My ego can't get too high, guys. You got to keep me grounded. Someone comment your team sucks so that I feel a bit more humbled. White over Gabriel. I mean, I did this last week, so I think I have to probably suggest going for it. Davey, please go through the transfer plan for this week. Okay, so this week, once again, you guys probably have seen it by the poll, sorry. Gabriel or Romero for Van Hecker. So let's just say I go for Gabriel. It's currently who I'm leaning towards, even though you guys are voting for Romero. So then next week, what I'll do is I will probably play Gabriel over Guardiola and Ben White definitely over Burn. And then I'll do Gordon out for Saka. And then I've got 1.5 in the bank left. So those are the two moves I'm looking to do. One this week, one next week. That's the transfer plan. And then if there is some rotation, maybe Palmer's benched or something like that, just remember in game week 38, every team plays at the same time. So we'll get some early team sheet news, then I'll be able to adjust for that if need be. But yeah, so currently it's between Gabriel and Romero, but you guys seem to be voting heavily for Romero, where I think I might go for Ben White. Go for Gabriel, sorry. Yeah, Andy, that's what I'm also thinking about. But yeah, chat is going 70%. Jacques is saying, hi, David. Hi, chat. Thanks for the help. Good luck. Jacques, thanks for the dropping by. Not even a question, just kind of thanks. So do appreciate it. Adnan, I've got Petrovic and Kelle. We're taking a -4 for Onana. Can you go for Corio, Adnan? Onana's okay. I mean, Kelle's not going to play anyways, so Onana's fine. Jag saying Romero red card incoming, or Romero hat-trick by 3 bullet headers potentially. Winston saying, how have you got Bruno, Garnacho, Aït-Nouri, and Son or Gordon? Should I move out Garnacho to Gordon or bring Son in? Any suggestions? I might bring both of them in. Can you afford Bruno, Garnacho to Gordon and Son, Winston? But otherwise, yeah, otherwise Gordon is okay. But Son you might want, especially now that he's playing center forward. Yes, if you guys can't afford Romero, Fun Defen's a fine replacement. Fun Defen's one of the better, cheaper options to go for. White or Gabriel, I slightly lean towards White, but Gabriel's definitely the safer option. Yeah, MD, I understand. The only thing I'm worried about is that Spurs defense hasn't been that great. And next week, I mean, I might not even play him next week. I could just play Guardiola, but yeah, I don't know. It is quite close between those two. I do agree with you. It might be something that we come back to regret, but I think I might just play it safe and go for Gabriel. And I'm gonna just check the final team sheet news on Twitter, and then I'm gonna make my move quickly. Okay, let me just go here. Okay, yeah, I don't see any other team sheet news, so let's go for that transfer. So guys, even though 69% of you are saying to go for Romero, I am going to go for Gabriel. So I do apologize that I'm going against chat, but at least next week you guys can come back and absolutely rinse me if Romero does well. So I'm giving you guys ammunition here to rinse me if need be. But I'm going to do Faneka out for Gabriel, and I'm going to confirm that. Please make sure, once again, please make sure the bench boost is active, or your triple captain's active, or your free it's active, or your no chips active. Just double check. Because you don't want to come to regret. You don't want to come to regret something not being active. So just give me a second here while I post this team. We've got 10 minutes to the deadline, so I'm going to do a quick fire round. Get your questions in. I'll try and answer all of them. I just want to post this over on Discord quick. Okay, so that move has been locked in. You guys can... I'm going to end the poll because I've gone against you guys. So I do apologize. Yes, the blue line above the bench means it's active. So just make sure that you have that blue line if you are on the bench boost. Another way to check is if you go on your app, for example, at the top your team selection, it says bench boost is active, that's something. Foden starts. Okay, cool, Foden starts. That means we are looking at most of our players featuring. Thank you for posting that in chat. Yeah, full Foden starts for Man City. Thank you once again, Siddharth and Cone. Edison or Onana? Definitely Edison, Connor. Definitely Edison. Romero or White if you have Gabriel. It's the same, Philippe. I think the safe option is Ben White, but Romero is also perfectly fine. But I would probably what I'm looking to do. Lewis Dunk as a punt this week. You could. I think maybe that Aston Villa clean sheet has puts a lot of faith in people. Should Kelly to Vicario, Odegaard to Gordon, and Saka to Madueke, and keep Mateta. That is a -4. No, keep Saka. Don't. Can you just do the Odegaard and Kelleher moves, Daryl? Is that fine? Mateta to Jackson actually looks pretty interesting. Can you do the Kelleher, Odegaard, Mateta move? Don't do the Saka to Madueke move. But then you might not have enough money. KDB plus Wilson, a decent differential over Bruno and Haaland. It is differential, Joey, but as I've mentioned, I think Haaland bangs this week, so you have to understand that it is a risk not to go with him. Is Saka injured? No, he had a potential knock, but I reckon he's fine, Harry. Other Harry, Maddison and Burn, or Garnacho and Romero? Maddison and Burn. I would go Maddison and Burn, Harry. David, no Bruno, unfortunately. So keeping Garnacho this week, -4. No, Kieran, I think I'm just going to keep Garnacho. I'm just going to hope that he does okay. Also, can we have some red in the playing 11? It's looking very simple with the existing colors. Okay, so Tarang, you can do that if you want to, but what I've done is I've selected the worst bench as possible because I want to know how many points I gained from activating the chip. So you guys can put a Foden, a Son, a Gordon on your bench, but I personally want to see how many points I would have gained. Adam got a shoot, but thanks for the info as always. Hope you make, thank you. I hope I do make a top 5k finish, but it might be quite a leap. But let's see what happens in Gameweek 38. Ty the Footy Guy, Regulon to Cucurella for -4. I don't know if I'd go for Cucurella because of rotation concerns. If it is another nailed defender though, I can be convinced. Jag Singh is saying, okay, are you saying that are 3,886th in the world, or are you saying that you are 3,886 times 1,000k overall? But you're probably saying that you're 3.8k, Jag, which is a great rank. Should I take Aidnori to get Gabriel from -4? Oct, no, I would just keep what you have. It's a single game weeker for a single game weeker, and a -4 is a clean sheet, so I don't think it's worth doing that. KDB starts, says Siddharth. So if you guys do have KDB, he does start, apparently. Let me check, I can confirm for you guys. Okay, yeah, so KDB does start. Damn, so that City team is looking stacked. Palmer versus Haaland captain. Morris, it depends if you want to chase or you're happy with your rank, but I would say even if the points difference isn't too much, I would still go Haaland. I feel like he does well this week, and to not go for him it's very risky. So I would say even if it's 10 points difference, I would still go with Haaland. Need Guardiola news, Siddharth. Yeah, we do. We potentially do. But Walker's right back, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have him though, so if I hope that he plays, but let's just see. In Nkunku versus João Pedro. João Pedro's injured apparently, so last number, don't go for him. Paulie is saying Guardiola's starting, confirmed. Lovely news. Thank you, Paulie, super fast, 30 seconds ago. Guardiola starts, which is a beautiful sight. Chris, got to go to golf for the best, everyone. Good luck with golf, Chris. Hopefully you shoot well. Thank you, Paulie, for the news. And thank you, Vincent, for tagging me and all the tweets. Do always appreciate you. Johnson or Garnacho. If you have to pick one, I would go for Johnson. But I don't think it's worth a -4 to replace them. But it could be. Replacements for Garnacho. I've got 5.1 million in the bank. A kill. I don't even know if there is someone that's 5.1 million that I would look at. I would just keep Garnacho. How much is Garnacho? Garnacho is 5.1. I would just keep Garnacho. Why are you taking Garnacho out then? Onana over Steele. I can't get Edison. Yes, Connor, I had this with someone yesterday on Discord. I don't know if Steele's 100% nailed, so I wouldn't go for Steele. I would say you can go for Onana, but I would prefer Vicario if you're never supposed to triple up. Penultimate game week, let's go. That is true. Pleasure's always got my final uni submission this week, so ready for a relaxing deadline next week to cool off. Harry, good luck, brother. Hopefully you finish off with a bang like this Premier League season. Let's hope that it's a good one. Does Guardiola start? Jag, yes he does. Does Ake start? Aladapo, I don't know. I didn't see Ake news. I would say though, if Guardiola does play, then Ake's chances do decrease because they play a similar position. So jealous of KDB owners, says Tony. Yeah, you can't own them all. I meant to say I've got 10 million in the bank. Okay, then if you don't have Foden, Son, Palmer, Gordon, or Bruno, I would go for any of those. Does Davey start, lol? Hopefully. I do start for my five-a-side team, so I think it might translate. Let's just say that. Thank you, Andy. Do appreciate the kind words. Let's hope this is a bang of a game week. Let's just see. Start Areola or Onana. Start Onana. He's got a double game week. Like the stream, everyone, says Jag. You can like the stream if you want to, if you enjoyed it. Now Dave on the bench for so there exactly. Sant, that's the comment I needed to bring me back down to earth. Because everyone's been complimenting. So I needed that comment. You got to do an SA meetup, Davey. Yeah, potentially. I think there's an SA meetup after the season in Durban, MD10, if you're based there. Hit that like button, says Andy, only if you guys are enjoying it. Unfortunately, now that the stream's ended, the algorithm probably won't help us too much because I don't think many people are going to watch it. Davey the water boy. I mean, maybe, potentially I could provide. I always just take other people's water though. I'm not a good teammate. Just keep breathing, says good luck, Davey. Much love as always. Thank you. I've brought Trent in for the crack, says Matthew. I hope that I'm a Liverpool fan, so obviously I hope that Liverpool do well, and I hope Trent does well. I honestly don't mind if Trent gets a 50-pointer because his ownership is so low, so I do appreciate it. Is it worth dropping Salah for Son? Mario, yeah, I would do that this week. Got to do a London meetup, yeah. I could potentially, I always wanted to go for that Game Week 39 or the FPL Juice 5-a-side tournament. That'll be quite nice. Good luck. Siddharth, you're too early. You are premature for the TUPD because I had it. So Kevin was on time, and I can see you guys' chats exactly. So Marco's on time, Andy's on time, Joe, everyone's saying time's up, pants down, guys. Unfortunately, Double Gameweek 37 is upon us. Let's hope it's a banger. Top 5k push might be a bit kind of high for this single game week, maybe like game week 38. After that, we could look at it. But we are looking at a hopefully strong game week, hopefully a green arrow. If we don't get a green arrow with the bench boost, I'm going to be quite sad, but let's see what happens. But as always, I'm going to let you guys go back to your Saturday. Enjoy your guys' weekend. Hopefully the green arrows are in your favor. Thanks as always for a great live stream. I feel like this one was a pretty nice one. Thank you for the compliments as always, and thank you for the slight tunes occasionally. And thank you for being active in the chat and asking me questions and the continued support. Forever grateful. So enjoy your guys' weekends. Hopefully Game Week 37 is an absolute banger. But for the time being, I'm signing off. It's been Davey FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.